Welcome back to Better Kansas City. Total eclipse of the heart, or to the heart. We all know that's a very personal. And what about a solar and lunar eclipse? Those can be personal as well. Astrologer and life coach Quan Tracy Cherry is here to explain. I'm excited about this segment. This is the first time that I've got to chat with you on the show.
Yeah, for sure. I like it.
Thank you very much for being here. First off, let's kind of get into it. We were talking a little bit beforehand about eclipses and my birthday is close.
Yes,
to the eclipse
just 8
here.
days after, and you're a Cancer. So the eclipses really are about the Cancer sun because it's ruled by the moon. And remember, our forefathers and foreparents, you know, the moon and the sun, when a full moon is as big as the sun. So they didn't know the difference between, because we thought the sun went around the earth. So the eclipses have this lore and this mythology about it, and Cancer being connected to the moon. So it's just the fact that the sun is eclipsed. So the moon, because of its pathway, gets in front of the sun. And it's only going to be seen in Chile and Argentina.
Yeah.
But we still will have the effects on Tuesday.
So that's the solar eclipse.
That's the solar eclipse. Those are at new moons.
Okay.
New moons are beginnings. And then 2 weeks later, we'll have the lunar eclipse, where the earth gets in between the sun and the moon, and then that's where the moon darkens.
Okay.
So we see the dark side of the moon on the solar eclipse.
Dark side, so it's more than just a Pink Floyd record.
Yes, it's more. Oh God, yeah, and they probably knew what they were talking about when they wrote the album back in the day. And so no, so what ends up happening is that the past, since the moon represents the past, and the sun represents the present and the future.
Okay.
If the sun is eclipsed, the light is eclipsed, then the past comes in. And so we have to figure out a way to look at our past and retool it, rework it, re-envision it. And you as a Cancer, it's going to hit you in your heart. It's because the sun is the heart of the chart.
Does that mean that when I look back at my past, then I should, do I look back? We had a segment about regret the other day on the show, right?
Yes.
And I have a hard time looking back, and not regretting, but having a hard time letting go of like decisions made in the past.
Sure.
So does this give me, am I going to look back at regret and figure out a way to maybe not dwell on it as much?
Yes, and even think if it was at a major decision point, just imagine a whole parallel reality, sort of like DC Legends.
Made of a different decision.
If you had made a different decision. And as a Cancer male, it's challenging because you've got all the feelings, you got all the feels, but you're in a male body. And so I bet as a father, you're able to really experience that protective, emotive quality and still be all dude.
Okay.
You know, because it's difficult for water sign men, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces in this culture to be so feeling oriented, and yet we don't get as much moving room.
And real quick then, let's go back to the eclipses here. How do these, I mean, we talked about it a little bit before with the solar and the lunar eclipses. How do they differ then from each other as we're experiencing them, I guess?
Well, just realize that the solar happens at the new moon, so it has to deal with how do we figure out new ways to work with our past.
Okay.
And since the shadow of the moon is being shown to us, it's also dealing with the negative energies of what we split off from ourselves.
And then what cycle are we currently in right now?
We're in the cycle of it's falling in Cancer and Capricorn. So it's all about responsibility to our next generation, our children and our grandchildren, our home, our families, and our land, and then responsibility to our professional roles. Capricorn is about how did you represent me in the career outside the family, but it's all about responsibility.
Okay, well, Quan, I feel like I'm under a lot of pressure here in the coming months. And with my birthday, with the eclipses, and thinking about my past and taking care of my kids. I was going to do that anyway, but now you just added another layer of pressure to me here, I think.
No, just stay in your feeling space and you'll be fine.
All right, well, we appreciate your time, Quan. Thank you very much. It was good to chat with you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.